All right, down here at the Beaver Pond, day 2 of the check. Very cold again. Looks like the entire pond is frozen. So don't have a lot of hope for the caster mound set that was froze up, but potentially those runs on the banks. Bringing a bunch of stuff in today. Gonna try my hand at setting up some drown sets. So I got another cinder block in that backpack there, and gonna carry that stuff in. Got a bunch of lines and different traps, so have some fun. Hopefully I don't freeze, and we'll check in a little bit. All right, guys, spent a couple hours down here. Nothing in the traps, but you can kind of see here the air bubbles. So learning a lot on trapping today, kind of figuring out where they're moving and what dens they're actually using. So they came by and fixed the dam, so I put a foothold in there with a drowning set if they go in back towards the lake. If not, I'll have to come out with a 22 and dispatch the animal if that's the case. But this is set 1. First time setting this one too, so let's see how it goes. And while we're walking here, I can show you why I'm not doing the caster mound anymore. Like, first, you can really kind of see the beaver movement here through the ice. You see where the air bubbles are. But this is completely frozen. I haven't seen a single caster mound. I'm assuming they just simply don't do it that much when it's this cold around here. So I pulled out that 330 and put it on an active bank den just up the bank here a little bit. I'll show you that here in a second. All right, coming up on the first bank den set. Kind of figured out where it was because of these bubbles. I would have never looked here, and it really goes under that thick bog. There's actually a layer, you know, between the ice and the bog that they're not traveling, but underneath that bog is, I'm assuming, where they're going. So open it up a little bit, put a 330 Duke in the run. My only concern with this one would be how much I had to kind of manipulate the ground in order to get that in there. So we'll see how it looks in the morning. This is the next bank den that I set. You can see the 330. The run kind of comes in on an angle from what best I can tell, which is why I have it positioned in that way. There's a lot of fresh sticks that they've been snacking on, to include one that I pulled out, and I actually ended up putting it back in there just to keep them interested. But there's a lot of activity as far as bubbles go in this general area, and it's real close to their actual main den, or there's a word that I keep forgetting what it's called. Lodge, there it is. But I can't trap that lodge. It's just too daggum deep right now. For me to get to the run, which I believe is right there in the front of it, I'd probably have to get some scuba gear, and I'm just not gonna do that. Since we're here, we'll go ahead and look at this next set. Kind of a Hail Mary on this one, but you know, they're showing some building activity here, especially as the day kind of thaws out. So I put a foothold with a drowning set cinder block down there, broke the ice up best I could, and we'll see if there's one on that one in the morning. The last one's another bank den, and I'm not gonna go all the way to it again. I feel like I've made enough noise, but we're here at the main lodge, and probably a good 75 meters up that way was a bank den that had bubbles coming out of it. So know that it's being used. The two 330s are right there on the point. Not sure if you can see it, right about there. My initial bank den setups, they were not used at all, which is why I elected to pull them. So I have a little more confidence on the setups now as far as the active bank dens, at least the ones that they used last night. And we'll go ahead and get out of here for the day and check on them in the morning. See if it's all froze up again. All right, see you tomorrow.